Welcome to K&G Adventures, a podcast where we will follow the investigations of Sid, Ophelia, and Andre as they delve into the dark and mysterious world of Call of Cthulhu. In this episode, we will be playing the Edge of Darkness scenario, where our investigators must uncover the secrets of a small town and confront the horrors that lurk within. Join us as we unravel the mysteries and face the terrifying unknown. The opening scene is you guys are in the waiting room of St. Mary's Teaching Hospital in downtown Arkham. It's very, very busy and bustling. It's a very chaotic space right now. This room is filled with sounds of people coughing, sneezing, and moaning in pain. Around you, the walls that you see are adorned with peeling wallpaper and faded posters that advertise various medical treatments and services. The floor is made of linoleum, which is stained and scuffed from years of use. The furniture in this room is old and worn. Thereabout, the cushions of the chairs are battered. The coffee table in the center of the room is pretty barren. The air in here is thick, and the smell of anesthetics and sickness. The atmosphere is tense and anxious as people want to be seen by the doctors or nurses. And you guys had already talked to the front desk, and you guys are waiting outside of Rupert Merriweather's room. The nurse just went in and said she would give you guys a signal momentarily to enter. And with that, can you guys each kind of describe your character for us? We'll start with Sid Calloway.
So Sid Calloway is standing up looking at one of these posters. He's got a curious look on his face. He's in his late 30s. He's wearing a trench coat and hat, and he looks like your average detective. He's just he's got a light scruff of facial hair and decently black hair. No real gray in signs as of yet.
Hell yeah. And with that, we'll switch over to Ophelia. Could you give us a brief description of your character and what you're doing waiting in this lobby?
Yeah, I sure can. Okay. See, Ophelia, she's pretty short. She's 5'2". She's a little bit on the smaller side, about 130 pounds. She's got like shoulder length brown hair that she has in kind of some like loose curls. She wears pretty light makeup, but she does wear lipstick. And she's fairly fair skinned. And she's got blue eyes. I'm trying to think, and I think that's it.
Hell yeah. And what is she doing? Is she waiting? Are you just sitting patiently waiting, or?
Yeah, she's just she's got a purse, like a larger kind of shoulder bag, and she's just kind of like shifting through her purse, looking at what she's got in there, which is like various notebooks, pens, some lipsticks, some hair clips, and she's just kind of like shuffling through her bag.
Hell yeah. And with that, we'll bring to our last investigator. Can you please introduce your character, please?
Yeah, my character is Andre. Andre's a tall beanpole kind of guy. He's got buzz cut black hair. He's got one cauliflower ear, a scar above his right eye, and a scar on his lip. His eyes are almost black to the point where it's difficult to see his pupils. He's dressed very nice in muted grays and blacks, wearing a vest and, button-down shirt, tie, the works.
Hell yeah. And you guys
smoking
all...
a cigar as we're waiting.
Because, yeah, that's definitely allowed in the 1920s. Nobody's batting an eye at that. Completely normal. And you guys do own a detective agency, specifically Ophelia and Sid. Andre's a new hire, I believe.
Yeah, I'm new to Kentucky, and I figured I'd try my hand at a new PI after a bit of a rough case back home in Michigan.
Fair enough. And with that, you guys have been summoned to, like I said, St. Mary's Teaching Hospital. And as you guys are all sitting out here waiting, and I'm just seeing the bustle of this area, it was a very long 5 minutes of your life, maybe the longest, as finally you see the nurse kind of peek her head out of the door and motion for you guys to come in.
You guys
Hey, Andre. Seems as though we're going to be going in. We'll get Ophelia and we can get in there.
Alright. You guys close with this character?
I don't know. He was more or less acquainted with my other friends. I met the man a couple of times.
I wonder what he wants. Hey, Ophelia.
What?
Old man's ready for us.
Yeah, go on. You first.
What, you ain't coming? Don't like
No,
old people?
I am. Just after you. That way, if he's a creep from far away.
Alright. I kind of lower my head and enter the room.
Hey, why does your ear look like that?
Bar fight. Somebody got me a good one in it.
Just gonna kind of like squint at him a little bit. Okay.
As you guys banter a little bit in this room, you see a bedridden Rupert Merriweather, and you see what looks like to be he has two other visitors. One appears to be his grieving wife, who looks like about to be 62 years old, and a kind of tall and lengthy son who looks like he's in his mid-30s. And as they come in, you can see they're both at the bedside of this figure, and he sees you guys come in, and he nods and he says, "Please give us some time to discuss things in private." And they both kind of gesture to him and walk out and excuse himself, kind of just skirt past you and leave the room. It's been a while. I appreciate you guys coming on such short notice. And you see him cough up a little bit of blood, and he kind of like wipes it from his mouth. And he looks pretty sickly. He has just a bunch of small, look to be liver spots kind of dotting his forehead. He has a very, very pale complexion, and you can see just beads of sweat pouring from his head.
Take a step back from his bedside.
It's no problem at all. You've been a very good investor into us. You know, you took a chance with us, and now open to prove you're right.
With that, you see just a slight smile sort of across his withered face. I appreciate it. I knew you guys would do good in the business. You've got what it takes. But with that said, I have to apologize for what I'm about to ask of you. Everything you need to know is in there. And he kind of weakly gestures to look like to be like a medium-sized box on the table beside him.
Ladies first.
I'm gonna go up to the box. I'm gonna grab it.
Okay, you have the box. And he coughs a little bit more. He says, "In my youth, I and some fellow students became involved in what we believed to be an innocent exploration of the occult. We were led by a slightly older man named Marion Allen. The six of us, we pitched in together, and we purchased an old farmhouse a few miles west of Arkham. It was near the village of Rose's Corners. There we could conduct our seances and other physical research in privacy." And he kind of looks ashamed and like looks down a little bit, and he says, "But alas, our work had unforeseen results. Our last experiment summoned an evil force into this world. Instead of attempting to expel the thing, we were afraid and abandoned the house. We were confident that the magic that brought the evil to this world would also keep it confined in that vacant house or send it back after a short time. However, I have since discovered that the spell that binds the entity to the house lasts only as long as the caster live, and I am the last of the group, and I fear that upon my death, the thing will go free and wreak havoc on the folks thereabouts. I'm too old, too ill, and too much of a coward to go back to that house and try to banish the entity myself. I'm guilty of many things, but my deepest sin was unleashing that horror that fateful night. I'm convinced the entity will escape its confinement on my death. You see him kind of like wipe away a bit of like snot that was starting to run down his nose.
What do you mean by entity?
It's hard to put into words. You see him start to like grab at his neck a little bit and like kind of gesture for the door. And I'll have everybody give me a dodge roll, please. As he starts to throw up profusely, like projectile, but it's not a regular vomit. It's like a thick red, just very potent smelling blood. As he just projectiles this throughout the room.
I got a success.
I got a failure.
God, I got to fail.
So, Andre, you are quick enough to see with him like just grasping at his throat, you knew what was coming, and you're able to just quickly sidestep and dodge out of the way. However, Ophelia and Sid, you are not able to foresee, and just this disgusting blood vomit mixture of bile kind of splats over you guys, and I'll have you guys both give me a sanity roll, please.
Oh shit.
No, where's that? Oh, there's click sanity. Success.
Sid?
I failed.
Sid, you lose 1 point of sanity. Ophelia, you are fine, but I mean, relatively fine. And with that, you look over to see Rupert just like clutching at his throat and like kind of, he's trying to catch his breath and he's like reaching for the door.
Can someone put him out of his misery, please? Let's kind of look at him.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen naturally enough soon. Nurse?
Yes, soon as in the next 5 minutes.
And as you yell nurse, you see the door open and the nurses start to flood it, and this area starts to get completely just overrun with different people. You see a doctor coming in. You see the wife and the son coming back, and this place getting really crowded and busy.
I walk out.
And with that,
covered.
we cut to the next scene with our investigators next door now at the local cafe. We'll assume you had went to the bathroom upon your arrival and try to clean yourself up a bit. I mean, unless you just want to sit in the diner covered in blood, that is up to you. I won't take away your agency.
Ophelia is wearing a white dress, like a summer type dress, like a white linen dress, and it's ruined. So she's just gonna try to clean it up, but because it's white, it doesn't make a difference. She's just gonna pout.
You got it. And you guys are kind of sitting in this small coffee shop / juice bar. Wink, wink. It's the 1920s. Prohibition is a thing. But you guys are all sitting around the table, and a server came up and got your guys' orders, and she's bringing you guys all back coffee. And as you guys sit here and pondering about your recent meeting with Rupert, this box is sitting in the middle of the table.
Chunk, just the way I like it. I put my finger through the coffee cup and I just pick up like a couple of coffee grounds.
What in the hell?
I'm just gonna sip my coffee and pout a little.
I'm gonna be like chewing on gonna be chewing on a barely cooked steak and just be like, "So we're gonna open the box?"
I'm just gonna stare blankly at my coffee. This dress was expensive. It was not a cheap dress. I'm gonna have to take it to the cleaners.
I'm sure that'll wash right out.
I mean, do you have an extra shirt? I can't walk around looking like this. Okay, who's opening the box?
Well, my luck today hasn't been too good, but you know, you have to take a chance sometime. I've opened the box.
So Sid opens box. Got it. But hello,
I think we lost CJ.
CJ. CJ, what's in the box?
Oh no, I had myself muted. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I was talking that whole
I was gonna
time.
say it's like a
What was the
Pulp
last
Fiction thing. It's whatever we want it to be.
Sid, you look into this box and you see that there is a couple different things. You see a smaller golden box with a weird kind of inscriptions on the outside and some kind of different language that's hard to like tell what it is at first glance. You also see what looks like to be a small journal bound in leather and kind of worn with age, along what looks like to be a manila envelope along with a letter placed on top of it. The letter that you see is right here. I just did show to players. It's handout 1. And you can read that to the group, Sid.
Dear friends, in the years after the nightmarish events of that night in my youth, I have seen many strange things. Only now do I begin to grasp the true reality and scope of what happened in the world. I've tried, in my small way, to combat horrors and make amends for my part, bringing one to our plane of existence. What is left, what I have left to offer, what riches and wealth I have, I will put to use in dealing with the abominations. It is the very least this old coward can do. I can never make myself go back to that little farmhouse and put those events to right. I too gravely feared that which my friends and I loosed upon the countryside. Nothing of consequences has yet taken place, but with my death I fear the bonds will be broken and the horror freed to come and go as it pleases. Lives not yet taken already weigh heavily on my conscience. The method of delivering the thing out of this world is still in that accursed house. The translations made by Marion from the book Divermi Mysterii, I believe, if I know my Latin, which I don't, I was never strong enough to take on the task, but I have hope that you are. In ridding this world of this, perhaps you will save my soul from hell, for I fear that my deeds have not yet been enough to release me from this heavy burden. I do not expect your forgiveness for what I ask you, Hooper Merriweather.
Sounds like an old kook.
it sounds like someone who feels guilty but didn't want to fix it himself, so he throws up all over me and then asks us for help.
And Sid, you also see what looks like to be also like right under the letters. You picked it up. It seems to be a deed to a house and the keys.
Was gonna read the deed.
Yes. You
He
read
pulls
the
out-
deed, and it says it's for a family. It's for an old family farm property on Boone Road near Rose Corners, a village west of Arkham. I mean, what was that, Andre?
I was gonna say, as he starts to pull up my paperwork, I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. And drop a fork on my plate just abruptly and stand up and walk outside of the diner.
Nervous that one is.
I'm gonna look at what, like, the direction you walk. What's his problem? It's
I'm
the
heading to
ear.
the car, if you can see out of the glass.
I'm gonna whisper over to Sid. It's the ear. I bet it's the ear.
I don't know, he's an odd one, but we've never had to deal with the odd ones before.
I'm gonna.
Andre, what are you doing? As we cut to
I'm gonna
Andre
op-
walking outside.
I'm gonna pop the trunk of the car and open up a suitcase that I keep in the back. Kind of flip through it and pull out a long gray shirt, roll it up in a ball, and close the suitcase in the trunk and start walking back in the diner.
You got it. And what was that? What were you saying, Ophelia?
I'm just gonna look at Sid because he thought that the comment went over my head. I'm just gonna stare at him. And say
Uncomfortable eye contact.
nothing. Yeah, exactly. I'm saying nothing. I'm just looking.
I'm gonna sip my coffee while maintaining eye contact. Noisily sip it. Get the aromatics going.
So what we're gonna do is I'll have you guys both give me a power roll for a staring contest.
Ooh.
Wait, where's that at? Hold on.
It's in your main stats up
Oh, I
top.
see.
I got a hard success.
Dang, I already got a success.
So Sid succeeds as Ophelia. You guys are staring off. I'm just right down the windows of each other's souls, and just like a piece of dust just floats through the air and just whap hits you right on the eye, and so you have to quickly blink and readjust, and you've lost a small battle.
Yep.
However, as you do kind of rub your eye and look down, you do see what looks like to be a glint of gold catch your eye from inside the box.
Ooh, this is shiny. What is this? I'm gonna
You-
reach my hand in.
You do, and you pick it up, and you reveal what looks like to be a sarcophagus-shaped box. It looks like to be a small gold ornate box, with some kind of writing on the outside of it.
Can I read the writing?
Give me a history or archaeology roll, please.
I can just pick which one.
Yeah, either or. Essentially, whichever is
Yeah.
higher.
Failed.
You can try to push roll if you'd like. If you fail a push roll, there is a consequence that can happen.
Fuck it. Full sin. Failed.
But usually, whenever you try to push a roll, you have to have like a reasonable thing to be doing. So, like you're holding it up in the light, or
Okay.
how are you better looking at this thing to try to read it?
I would bring it closer to my face. Is that an option?
No, yeah, that's fine. As you pull a little bit closer to your face, trying to read it, and you're rotating it, and you go to sneeze a little bit. And you headbutt it for a second, and it gets you right in the eye for 1 point of damage.
Nice.
Be careful with that. Jeez. I'm gonna take it from her hands.
I'm gonna give it to him. For the damage, do I just put that under hit points? How do I change it?
You should be able
To go into edit
edit
mode.
it.
Oh, you gotta go into edit mode and do it. Okay.
Well, you can change it in settings. If you go to settings, there's a thing where you can edit it from normal mode. You don't have to keep going back.
Okay. Let me change it. You guys keep going. I'm gonna look at settings real quick.
Instead, you are now holding this small ornate box. Are you trying to look at the outside of it as well?
You said it was a sarcophagus. Is it a Egyptian sarcophagus? Is it like a...
Give me a history or archaeology roll.
All right. Let's see. That's good. I have a 5 as my highest. Listen, I wasn't a good history student. I got a success with a 3.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
oh!
That's awesome. With that success, you do know that these are hieroglyphs that are decorating the outside of this box, and it is Egyptian. So you would think around the Middle Kingdom, although the carvings on this inside of the lid that you flip open are distinctly different than the Egyptian ones on the outside of the box. Give me an occult roll. As you kind of open it and then look on to the inside of the different carvings.
Nope, no, I got a failure on that one.
That's a bit more obscure. It's harder to say what the inside of it is, but the outside is
definitely Egyptian.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk back in and sit down in the booth and kind of toss a gray T-shirt at Ophelia.
Look at that! You nearly poke your eye out, and you got yourself a shirt.
Oh,
It's a
thank
T-shirt,
God.
but it's like a long ass button up.
Oh, thank God. Okay. How tall are you, by the way? How tall is your character?
Vary. My size is 75, so
Jesus.
6'3" plus, somewhere in that range.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna run into the bathroom.
You got it? As you excuse yourself.
Seems like we got ourselves an Egyptian fanatic. I say,
yeah?
I'm holding up the box. Don't know what the inside is, though. It's different from what I remember from history class. Didn't teach much in Egyptian stuff, but from what I can gather, this is definitely Egyptian. But the inside, not so much. You can tell by the markings.
So what you think? You think it's authentic?
I wouldn't know if it's authentic or not. Can I make a praise check?
Definitely.
Alright, it's not gonna be good. Do you want to help me praise this? You want to help me appraise this thing?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be looking over it. Appraisal's not my strong suit, but I mean, it looks like gold, so I assume it's worth something.
So does that mean I get the appraise thing with a bonus?
Yes.
It doesn't really matter what I roll in the first one unless it's a 0, right?
Right.
Nope, still didn't get it.
Damn.
Can I come back out? I'm gonna come back out.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing the shirt as a dress, and I'm holding my vial-filled dress in my arm.
And as you come back to get situated and sit back down, you do notice that there's still one last thing that you guys didn't go over yet that you can see in the box as you're sitting down. It looks like to be a small leather-bound journal. And I will give that to you, Ophelia, to read to the party. As you kind of I'm assuming you don't have to pick it up. I don't want to take away your urgency. I'm just letting you know that you see it.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up.
You got yourself a little black eye going on there.
At least I have clean clothes, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and put one arm around Andre. And I'll be like, because he's a real friend. Thank you. Now, what's this journal? And I'm gonna pick it up.
I'm sorry. I would have given you the jacket off my back if it wasn't covered in the same bloody mess.
I'll put my arm around Ophelia and keep eating my steak with my free hand.
Thank you so much. I got my. I'm gonna pick up the journal with my free hand. Was it? You said a leather-bound journal?
Correct.
And I'm gonna open it. All right, let's see what this has to say.
Quickly opening it and flipping through it, just you notice that this is a diary of Rupert Merriweather, and looks like to be it's dated from the earliest date would be June 1876, and the most recent entry would be May 1881. The ink is a little faded, but you can still read it. However, to really read it, it would take a little bit of time. If you guys were like sit down and continue drinking coffee and like just read through this entire thing, it would take about 4 hours.
I'm gonna kind of flip through the pages like delicately, you know. He had a whole lot to say. Well, I'm not that good at reading. Can I flip
Doesn't
to like?
surprise me.
I'm just gonna look at him. I am good at hitting things with my club, but I'm not good at reading. I'm gonna flip to like the last entry. Can I read just the last entry?
Yeah, it's fine.
Like the newest entry?
Definitely. No, you flip to the very last entry, and it is dated October 14th, 1877. It reads, I just discovered that Marion Allen is dead and has been dead for some months now. He was murdered in New Orleans the past August. I suspect that he spoke to the wrong sort of people about things he has seen, and they had killed him. The newspaper mentions the sarcophagus, so they may have been after the gold. That is 3 of us gone now. I must do something I've already begun. Ancient history classes at the university. So I believe I will try to research the problem at the farmhouse in that manner. Perhaps I will uncover an ancient secret of how to rid our world of that beast in my own way.
You know, we could take the box to somebody who knows a thing or two about, ancient Egyptian history and stuff like that.
That's what I was thinking. Probably look up any sort of ancient Egyptian deities or mythical creatures that could fit the description of what they're talking about.
I'm gonna like hold the last entry up like so that they can see it, you know? Like flip the book. But
Yes.
Here that someone was murdered in New Orleans.
And it's actually a newspaper clipping in the very back of the journal on that last entry. Can you guys see this?
No, sir.
What about now?
No, sir. Hey, why do you got a black eye? Were you mouthing off to him?
I'll read it out, sorry. It says, brutal murder at docks, August 14th, 1887, New Orleans. The body of Mr. Marion Allen, late of Arkham, Massachusetts, was discovered early this morning near the Gulf of Panam docks, a victim of foul play. The man was identified by local witnesses who said that Mr. Allen had been seen in the local evening before. Although robbery was the apparent motive, police report that the victim had gruesome marks carved into his forehead and his tongue had been cut out. Mr. Allen had reportedly gone to the police earlier this week, claiming that he was being followed and that he feared for his life. He said his shadowy pursuers were after an Egyptian artifact which he no longer possessed.
That was some 40 years ago.
Well, and I think the Egyptian artifact might be right here.
Is there any sort of latches? Any sort of, seams?
Oh, kind of like looking through it. It's a pretty small little box. You don't really see anything inside of it or anywhere where there would be like a false compartment or anything like that. And I did hear somebody mention something about doing a bit of investigating. You do know that there is the Miskatonic University library literally right across the street.
Ooh. What about that? That place, the one with all the books over there. No, point in that direction.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it should work. I start flipping through weird papers in my wallet.
What do you got? I'm gonna look over at his wallet very, obviously and invasively. What are you looking at?
It's a series of false identifications.
Okay, Audrey, if that's your real name.
Yeah, it's my real name. It is.
And my name is Sid.
I thought his name was Sid.
Don't go playing this game now. You've already got me in trouble once doing this. Get it up off the table.
Who has the box?
Seriously, did you bop her?
Nah, she bopped herself. She sneezed while taking a close look at this thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can see the
bopped
makeup.
herself,
You can see
and
the
I
makeup
wink, wink.
smear on it. Look it over here. See.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna open up my purse. I'm gonna get out my little club. Be like, listen, you would know if he bopped me.
Yeah, because I'd have a larger lump on my head.
All right, bop, bop, bop for all of us. Let's
We should go to that place for the books. You know, this library.
All right. I don't see a reason why not.
Well, someone else carry that box. I already got enough trouble with it.
I put all the stuff inside of the larger box and carry it.
You got it. And as you guys sort of pack up and finish your bits of steak and coffee and head across the street to the Miskatonic University Library, you guys do know that this is a very prestigious location, and it's you cannot check books out unless you are a student or professor to the college itself. But it's open to the public on general hours, and you guys do make your way into the library. I'll have everybody give me a education check, please. No, an intelligence check. Sorry. Intelligence roll. This isn't D&D.
Oh God, 62.
So the failure.
I got a hard success.
Success.
Hell yeah! With a hard success, you think your best route would be to start trying to translate these hieroglyphs? There's Sid, and then Andre. There's something about the man that got murdered and the way that his tongue got cut out and the grisly carvings on your forehead makes you want to think that you should look into that route.
I'm just gonna get in my purse and take out my lipstick and just reapply it. For right now.
And those are just thoughts that come across your head as you walk into the library.
All right, well, I'll go to the new recent discoveries of archaeology. I'm assuming they're not that old at this point.
Now, this is cutting edge science at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
I'll be looking for a library attendant of some kind.
Definitely, and it takes a couple of seconds, and you immediately see this young, this looks like to be a young man in his early 20s, kind of well dressed and like a slick back hair. And he's, can I help you, sir?
Yeah, me and my party here, and I'm gonna put a University of Michigan ID on the table. We're from the University of Michigan. We're actually conducting a research on an ancient Egyptian artifact that our university's found. I was wondering if there was a professor of anthropology about that might be able to give us some assistance. It's the whole reason that we came down here. I think that we were supposed to have a meeting, but I'm not sure if it was set up proper.
Give me a fast talk roll.
And the fake ID says Derek McKinley. Oh shit.
Oh.
I want to push it by kind of being like the person who called. Their name was Jessica Harper. She should have been setting the appointment, just really pushing the fucking lie. Make it extraordinarily detailed to where either it's too much to be. It's either too much to not be real, or so much that it's obvious bullshit.
Alrighty.
Oh, success.
What?
Hell yeah. With that success, he says, yeah, actually, there is a professor that fits that criteria. He does things like this pretty often, actually. Can I see what you're trying to get translated, please?
Yeah, absolutely. We have the artifact with us. I'll just have to round my party up and bring them over here if you don't mind.
Oh no, that's fine. It's I think he charges $2 for translation. It just depends on how long it takes him, really.
Okay, and we do have funds allocated for that from the university. I'll be right back.
Very well.
I'll try to find them while they're doing what they're doing.
You
I'm
got
just
it.
looking at random books because I got a low intelligence check.
I'm currently piling books that I think would be helpful on top of the box.
You got it. And you pick a couple different ones from just about Egyptian culture, and then Egyptian things that you could help translate this thing. And then where that name was mentioned, you also got a couple things about that. You think maybe kind of books, kind of loosely pertaining to New Orleans and that area of the crime and stuff like that.
I would like to also see if I can find like a archaeological, report around the time of what was it? What was the first date of the book? That dates before that. Like it was like 1870.
It was,
Like,
I got you.
I want to see if I can find any like archaeological reports dating before 1870.
On what specifically?
Specifically finds, that would have some important stuff. Maybe stuff that was either smuggled.
Ooh, hell yeah, definitely. Give me a library check.
Let's see. Hopefully it was good. Yeah, hard success.
Hell yeah. And you do find a book that fits that criteria. I mean, as you're bringing all these books back to a table, you see your other investigators approaching.
I'm going to kind of lean into these two. All right, here. The three of us are on a research team from the Department of Anthropology in the University of Michigan. All right? I've got us a meeting with the professor of anthropology in this place. He should be able to translate everything that's on that box. It's going to cost us $2. Savvy?
Yeah.
It should be doable.
All right. I'll pay for it myself. This is my shit. But, just want everybody to be on the same page. Did you guys find anything?
Yeah, I found a decent number of books. This one over here, and I pulled the last book I pulled up, which is, the Egyptian reports and the Egyptian dig reports, and it was like this one should be able to help us identify where the artifact itself came from. If it was
I mean, the book that you're holding, it's looking at the spine. It's called the Ordinary Reference Volume.
you could take these rest of these books. I'm gonna go through this one, see what I can dig up.
I'll sigh. All right, start flipping through random books.
And as you guys start to flip through the books, he says, you see kind of over your shoulder, Andre, is that they attended the library worker that you had just talked to. He says, did you guys still want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Are we
of
going
course.
to a room? Are we going to? He's coming here.
Yeah, his office is just in the back. He just asked me to come get the box, and he'll look over it briefly. It should only take him a couple hours.
All right. Does he want any one of us to go with him, or?
Well, no, it's all right. You guys can sit out here and continue your studies, and I'll bring it out when he's done.
All right.
All right. I'll pull $2 from my wallet and hand it to her.
He says,
And here's the translation fee.
Thank you, sir.
"There's a translation fee for each hieroglyphic."
It's for the entire outer box.
Okay, that's here's an extra $2 to see if you can identify the origin of the inside of it as well.
Very well. Thank you. All right. Well, I'll leave you guys back to your study. If there's anything else you need, just ask. And he kind of
you very
scatters away.
As he leaves, my smile will immediately fade, and I will watch like a hawk the exact direction that he goes with that box.
You got it. And Sid, as you continue to read the book that you have, you do notice that as you read, you find a drawing and a short description of the box that you have in your possession. The notes that you read, it says it's little known about the box. So the scholars believe it to have been the possession of a little-known Nephura Ka, a would-be usurper to the Egyptian throne who lived during the 3rd dynasty of ancient Egypt. The box was believed to have been given to Nephura Ka by gods and was said to contain a jinn that could be called upon to enact some form of service. The book states the golden box was owned by the Parkingby Andersons, a British noble family. However, it was stolen in 1871 and has not been seen since.
This right here, I point to, is our little box.
So it's a what? It's a genie in a bottle?
Essentially, but I think the genie has left the bottle and is inhabiting a much larger place. I say something through the deed.
And Andre, you said you were also flipping through books, correct?
Yeah.
I'll have you give me a library use as well.
That's a failure.
It's hard. You didn't really pay too much attention in reading. You were just more so acting like you were reading, as you were just like eyes peeled on the door that the box had entered.
Yeah, just flipping pages to look normal while I stalkerishly watch that person walk away with the box.
Ophelia, what are you doing? Are you sitting around the table just discussing? Are you reading?
We have multiple books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll pick one up and I'll open it up.
Awesome. Give me a library use check, please.
Let's see. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend like I'm reading this book. It'll be upside down.
You got the exact same roll.
I noticed that too. We both got a 43 over 30.
Damn.
God.
And with that, you guys are in this library for about 3 to 4 hours, attempting to read. Some of you guys are reading, and then other ones not so much. And you see the attendant walk back out, and with the box, and he has a paper, and he says, "Here is the box, and here is your translation. Thank you for your business. If there is anything else you need from me, just reach out. It was a pleasure doing business."
It was a pleasure doing business, and the University of Michigan thanks you.
I'm hoping you can put us in a favorable light in any upcoming articles or stories. That would be wonderful. We need all the good press we can get around here.
Your contribution will definitely be noted in our notes.
Very well. Will you guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon? I have more work I have to do.
How early is it now in the afternoon?
It's getting like later afternoon now, with you guys being in here for a while. And with that, I'll give you guys the translation to the box. One moment, please.
Did we get the 2 translations, or are we getting just the 1?
Just the 1. He says on the back of this translation that he's unable to pertain what the inside of the box was. It was very different. However, he did say that there was kind of referenced a more rarer tome that a certain individual at the library has under strict like a strict list that they don't let out to anybody because he's afraid it's a little dangerous. And that person is, what is his name? I'm sorry. The book was De Vermis Mysterious. And the doctor he's referring to would be Dr. Armitage. He's usually in his office on weekday mornings. However, he's recently locked everything down pretty tight.
We had to put, and I pull out the letter. He says, "There, that is Marion, made by Marion from the book." Yeah, see, it looks like the translation's already been done from the book itself. We just have to find out who this Marion fellow is, or lady.
What do you make of this title on the thing? I think that's the name of the djinn, and I make a quote unquote and then like a goofy hand sign.
I mean, you guys are seeing the handout edge 4, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Awesome.
I don't know where it is at this point because I have moved things around.
Servant of Yugar Setheth, deliverer of the people of the water, bearer of the spirits of Nyarlathotep, child of Thoth, seeker wisdom.
So who's the Norfaka?
Nyarlathotep, no, yeah, that fucking word. Child of Thoth. So I'm guessing that this is just some grandiose title for the djinn that's in the box.
Ooh, and we'll say with you guys also sitting around and trying to read, although you didn't do too much of the library reading, we'll say Ophelia, you finished reading the journal. I'm not like telling you have to, but that's a possibility.
No,
I'm saying with you
yeah.
guys being there for hours, I think you guys being professional detectives.
I'd like to start searching the library for anything pertaining to any of those titles listed on the box.
On what box?
On the edge of the box, the translation we just got.
Oh, I gotcha. You do so, and it's the same thing as before. You find a couple different references to them, but they're in the private list that doctor has under lock and key. Out of character, it's a reference to the Dunwich Horror.
Yeah, I definitely picked that up. I'm gonna make a list of the books with reference to those names.
You got it.
I'm gonna kind of go back to the library attendant. I was wondering if, under the supervision of your staff, of course, we could have a look at some of these books I've listed here.
Unfortunately not. Those have been restricted. Currently, Doctor, he's off the record. And he kind of like looks left to look to his right, kind of over his shoulder. He says, "Off record." And he kind of nods a little bit.
Can do a psychology roll on that. That was weird.
No, he was like trying to like gesture to you, like off the record. If I say this next thing.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Off the record. I think I know what you're getting at. And I'm gonna put $1 on the table.
Very well. There was an incident recently. Somebody broke in and stole a work, and I don't necessarily. I'm not saying I'm a believer, but Doctor thinks there's these books hold true power and magic. He kind of chuckles a little bit, but after somebody broke in and stole one of them, he's had everything locked down tighter than a bank vault.
Magic. And I'll kind of chuckle with him. Oh, these some of these educational types get a little silly.
I agree. A bit fanatical. But I'm sorry, I don't have too much time to sit around and talk. I have to go reorganize the books. Something very new and exciting's come out. It's just called the Dewey Decimal System. But I'll be back.
All right.
You
And
seem
I'll
kind of
kinda,
wonder
like,
off.
I'll make awkward eye contact until he turns away. Then I'm gonna look behind his desk as he wanders off.
Now, looking back behind it, it looks to be pretty barren. You see a couple different sheets of paper
Any
and
drawers?
some pens and quills. Any jars? No.
No drawers.
Oh, drawers? No. It seems to be pretty barren. It just looks like an empty space underneath of it for him to pull up a chair, and then all of those utensils and things are sitting on top of the desk itself.
All right. I'll go back to the group. Well, that was fruitless.
I'm just copying what I've seen out of the book.
I'm reading this book upside down still.
I'm
I'll
trying
grab
to
the
like
book from
match.
Ophelia and flip it right side up and put it back in her hands.
Oh, that's why it looked strange.
I'll tap my head with my pointer finger twice and smile.
You know, they don't let us go to school, okay?
Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah, where are you from?
Well,
They don't let you go to school.
let's just say there's a lot of coal mines involved. And there ain't a school. Well, there is a school, but, you know, there's only like 15 kids that can go. I wasn't a part of the 15.
I think I see what you're getting at.
Can I look up something about the amber pieces? If there's anything in the book that I had prior.
The amber pieces were mentioned in the journal.
Yeah, is there anything about those amber pieces in the book though? The one that was talking, the one that I was reading through, the one that specifically mentioned the sarcophagus.
Oh no, it had no mention of that.
I think we're gonna bear little to no more fruit from this place. So, here's what we know. That box is apparently a container for a gin. It belonged to some rich fox in England until 1871 when it was stolen and it went off the grid. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a cult ran by our current contractor, who I'm not super sure why we're doing his dirty work, but led by one Marion Allen, a few miles west of Arkham, near Rose's Corner, if I heard that right, accidentally summoned a dark force and believes the curse remains contained until he dies. And there was also a pretty gruesome murder. It was in New Orleans. You know.
And you do know that the murderer, that was the leader of the occult group.
Was it Marion Allen?
I
was it
didn't catch
someone
that
else?
part. I guess it was Marion Allen.
Yes.
He was
Sorry if
murdered.
I misspoke.
Do you think
So-
Marion Allen would have a copy of his notes, of their notes in this book that I can't pronounce?
I don't know. Well, we can take a 5-day drive down to New Orleans and interrogate the police and see if they know anything about the death of Marion Allen that we don't already know.
You guys, if you would like, one person could give me one more library use check to search him up in the library before closing time happens.
Who's got good library use?
And if it's like a whole group thing, the person would have 2 bonus dice. If you two are helping, that is. I don't want to take away any agency. I don't want to speak for anybody. If I do, sorry. I'm just a bit nervous.
I've got I don't know. I have a 20 library use.
I have a 30.
I got a 32.
All right. Well, I'll help you. Out.
Ophelia, roll with 2 bonus die.
Oh God, how do I do that?
You just
Just
roll
roll
once,
once and then use click underneath the.
you just click that thing that says bonus/penalty.
So I roll first and then click it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Nope.
You didn't even roll first.
I did.
Oh yeah, you did. I see it now.
I
With
got a
that,
73 out of 30.
You
with
can
that
click it
failure,
twice.
Wait, what? How do I click it twice?
Click it
No,
again.
no, that was the bonus penalty.
Yeah,
That's the other die.
She gets 2. He said she gets 2 bonus die.
correct.
Oh, she gets 2
Oh,
bonus.
so I click
Because
bonus.
you guys are
again?
both helping her. I'd assume. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, hell yeah, that's an extreme success.
Awesome. With an extreme success, you guys quickly scour this library before closing time. And just in the last moments, as the librarian's like, oh, it's about time, everybody needs to clear out. We're about to lock up. You do find a small section on this individual. And what you do find is something about him having a connection to the Church of Contemplation.
oh God, not this goddamn church again.
You have history with the church?
Let's just say that there's this crazy old pastor that was running a cult in good old Kentucky. It was the last job that we did, and it led us to a house that was let's just say possessed by a dead man.
Possessed by a dead man.
Yeah, well, he lived in the basement and certainly didn't look alive. Especially not with the way he looked. Like just
What do you mean?
just the expression comes over his face of just like disgust and like.
What do you mean the way he looked?
You ever imagine what a mummy would look like if they were, animated?
No.
Well, I don't need to, because that's what it looked like. Looked like a man just came back from the dead after being dead for over, I'd say, good on 50 years.
Do you have hairy legs?
I'll be honest with you. Wasn't paying attention to the legs. That wasn't the main concern. It's about, wasn't he like 6-7 feet tall or something?
Mm-hmm.
He was, listen, the man was all legs.
Does any of this sound familiar to me?
Does it?
Probably. Well, I mean, if he's kind of part of the company, he would have heard of our.
I'm sure, yeah, you guys would have bitched about it at some point in
Yeah,
time.
would have been like the fucking.
Because that was
I
about
said-
that was about like 6-7 months ago.
Yeah.
Can I roll mythos
Sure, yeah,
to see if I recognize whatever the fuck he's describing?
definitely.
Yeah, that's a failure. That sounds interesting. What's our next move here? I mean, I don't like going into things blind, but we don't got a lot to work with right now.
Well, firstly, if it is the Church of Contemplation, which well, what was tied to the Church of Contemplation? Hold on. It was What was tied to the Church of Contemplation?
It was at the old Corbett house, the house you investigated.
No.
thing.
The new thing. What was?
It was the man that was murdered had a connection to the Church of Contemplation.
Well, if there's any good news about this, if the man who broke in last is the same person, there's a $300 bounty on him.
And you do remember seeing his poster.
I'm not gonna lie, that doesn't get us anywhere.
We're still inside the library.
Yes, but she's like staring at you guys like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm trying to close up now.
Can I go pull into my bag, and I probably have it on me just to, it's just part of my loose papers. Can I pull out the wand poster?
Yeah, definitely.
You're like, does this gentleman look familiar to you?
Who are you asking? The librarian?
Yeah, the one who.
I can't say that it does. That's a giant bounty, though. $300. He must have done some awful things.
I've seen that face before.
I was just wondering if this was tied to the theft recently.
You guys best be going. I gotta close up now, okay?
All right.
As she kind of ushers you guys out of the building and quickly slams the door a little bit harder than necessary behind you guys.
Damn.
As it's 25 minutes past close now.
What time is it?
Probably what?
It's about 6:35.
It's getting kind of late.
So what do you think?
I feel like we've spent the whole day gathering a bunch of nothing.
I think we got a decent amount. We got some names. We got some possible. I mean, a lot of the things that we got generally could have just came out of the journal. It would have been nice to get that book, but unless we're gonna do some breaking and entering, I don't think we're gonna be getting it.
I mean, it's not out of the question. Unless it is.
Give me an intelligence roll. 100.
Success.
You do recall that the librarian that you spoke to did say that list of books was locked down tighter than a bank vault was with the recent theft.
Did I believe that?
Yes. Very much.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys can certainly try to do whatever you would like.
I don't think we have the skill sets for that type of thing. That's a different crew entirely.
Okay. So what's our next move? I keep saying it, but I'm genuinely lost. We're going in blind if we go now.
I mean, what other choice do we have?
I say we stake the house out from a distance, watch it for a night or two.
Okay.
All right.
I think we could try to see if we could find something about if there's any local stuff about any churches, Church of Contemplation that's been going on around that area. See if there's any connections. If that is a connection.
And you do know that the farmhouse lays a couple miles outside west of Arkham. It's right outside a very small hamlet called Rose's Corners.
So Rose's Corners is...
Not Rose's, Ross's Corners, sorry. I'm
So
sorry.
Ross's...
We could interrogate might not be the word. Ask around about the place. Maybe the locals have heard something about it and know a little more than we do, because We ain't catching much here in Arkham.
Nope. I feel like they've hit a rough spot. This.
Alright, fuck it. Let's get in the car. We're heading that way.
All right. As you guys all start to pack into your car, whose car is this? Is this a company car?
I guess it's
Or is this a
Andre's.
personal car?
I guess it's Andre's fucking Model T.
Hell yeah, you got it. And you guys all start to pile in. As the sun starts to hang over the horizon, and you see just the different oranges start to turn darker shades of red and light to dark purple as it just crests over the horizon, and you guys start to speed off towards the outskirts of Arkham on this it's getting to be like a less traveled kind of dirt road. And with that, that's where we will take a break.
All right.